Hi, everybody. My name is Shannon Smith, and I am the Limitless Luminary. And today we are going to do a deep dive of lead generation and prospecting as it relates to this neuroscience and psychology checklist, handy dandy thingy bopper that I created for you. Um, you will see several stages of the sales process here. You'll also see psychological triggers, actions. We zoom out a little bit, as well as the neuroscientific insight. And so, if you want this, feel free to DM me. It is broken out again by sales stage. And then when you get to the bottom, we also have scenarios so that you can bring it down to the earth and actually apply the stuff that we're talking about. Pretty crazy, huh? But today I am going to show you how I prospect, how I find leads, what I do in order to get, like 200 really. I get about 200 leads a week. Part of that is from my content, and part of it is just from plain old fashioned getting in there and rolling up my sleeves and doing the work. And we'll talk about all of that. Okay. But let's let's start here. Now, I will say before we go into this, I am giving you the data on a silver platter. So you have to decide if this fits your brand or not, because I'll tell you that there are some tactics on here that I don't use because I don't feel like it necessarily fits who I am, who I want to exude, and the values that I have. Okay. So it is data, and it's up to you to decide if you want to use it or not. So let's start here. Lead generation and prospecting. And so the psychological trigger here is curiosity. So use intriguing headlines or questions, i.e., a hook. And I'll give you some examples of hooks from my own posts. But the reason you want to use hooks because it piques curiosity, salience, it catches someone's attention. And so the area of the brain that this activates is the reward system, potentially the nucleus accumbens, as well as the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, which is the one that assesses, is this relevant to me? Is it going to be interesting? Is it going to be worth my time? Because everybody and the brother is trying to get my attention right now. So why should I pay attention to this particular thingy bopper? Okay, so that's the first one. Social proof. I think most of you know about this. Probably don't have to go too deep into what is social proof. I'll show you some examples still though. And then particularly this can activate the brain's reward system because the potential buyer is reading about the things that you did for the person and envisioning them receiving also that benefit. So I'll just show you a couple ways that you can demonstrate credibility and sociability, not sociability, credibility, and oh my gosh, it's been a long day. It is 7 o'clock at night. I may be on my 13th hour of work. Social proof. That's the word I was looking for. Okay. Maybe I'll just do one video. I don't know. Put the makeup on, try to make the most of the makeup. Ladies or men who wear makeup, you know what I'm talking about. Don't want to waste the makeup. It's on. So, social proof, credibility. Let's scroll down, scroll down. And you know what? I forgot to talk about something. So before you even go into the lead gen and prospecting, you should have a very clear understanding of your ICP. Now, let's talk about what I mean by that, because a lot of people will say they know their ICP. It's a 30-year-old mamapreneur. That's who I'm going after. Well, a lot of people stop there. Actually, I want to show you why. Let me show you. Let me show you why that doesn't jive so well. from the show me state, right? So what would I be doing if I wasn't actually showing you? Let's go to where are we going? We're going here. Okay. So exhibit A, this is from an event that I run every 6 weeks or so. If you would like a seat, hit me up and we'll talk. Okay. So this is why you don't stop at age, location. Okay. Both born in 1948, both in England, both married for the second time with 2 kids, both successful, wealthy. They both are in the Alps in the winter time and they both like dogs. But come on, Prince Charles and Ozzy, one has eaten a bat pretty violently, you know. So I don't think Prince Charles would do that. Actually, I don't know what Prince Charles would do because we're not buddies. But you get my point. So you need to go deeper. So if this is not what you should do, what should you do? Well, you should know definitely the pain points, hopes and dreams, values, brands they identify with. You should know where they spend their time on the internet. Where do they spend their free time not on the internet? Where do they spend their money? Kind of, like I said, brands do they identify with? Know everything about this person on a much deeper level, because when you have all of that information and knowledge, you can subsequently build your messaging, your sales process, and your offer to fix their problem. Okay, let me tell you a quick story. So I have a friend who is a second generation Korean immigrant, and he was telling me that his mother came over, I think like in the 70s or 80s, and she had nothing. And so she started trying to make money from selling a food cart, food from a food cart. And when she passed, her estate was worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And what she told her son, and I assume everybody, is that the secret is to give your customers what they want, period. You know, it's pretty simple. So, in order to give them what they want, you have to know them deeply. All right. So, a couple tools that you can use to get to know them better. I think everybody probably knows Chat GPT. Another one that I came across, I haven't decided if I like them or not yet, but instant personas. Let me see if I can get logged in. I think it's like $10 or something. So describe your product or service, and I can create a persona. So a neuroscience and psychology coaching program that boosts sales. What? I pay for this. Why are you trying to charge me? Okay. Well, obviously something isn't working. I just saw this charge today and I was like, oh, this could be kind of fun to show. I digress. There's a lot of these services out here. So that's one way. You can look at ChatGPT. You can also just look at Google has some interesting ways to look. This is going to be longer. This is going to be a longer video, but whatever. Okay, so what do mompreneurs, gosh, that's hard to spell, preneurs want to achieve? Look at that. How about this? Let's just look. So then we go down to, these are the follow-up questions that everybody asks. What do you want to achieve? What do you want? What are needs for achievement? What's the aim of an entrepreneur? This was a failed example here. So, oh, I typed entrepreneurs. Guys, keep me honest. Mamapreneurs, because I can't spell. that's the problem that we're dealing with here. Yeah. Okay. Um, so what are mompreneurs struggling with? What do moms make? Why do moms make great mompreneurs? How does a mom? What does it mean? So let's start with struggles because we want to know what the pain points are. Okay. Effectively managing the intricate demands of running a business while fulfilling the roles of mothers. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Well, you can also go deeper here. So what if we were to click on this and you can just kind of see it's a rabbit hole. Um, all of these things. I don't think these are shocking, but there's it's hard to know where to start when maybe you don't have an idea of a deep ICP. Okay. But this is the kind of stuff you need to be doing. And then you're going to have to do some testing on your own to see what is getting attention, what is sticking, right? Now, I digress. So I believe I was going to show you some intriguing headlines and hooks when I watched the video back. I hope that's where I left off with you. Okay, so I'll show you some hooks that I have used that tend to work very well. Just go to my posts right here. Tripping on sales challenges, how neuroscience and psychology can smooth out the rough spots and help you close. This is my ICP wants to close. Maybe they're not very good at sales. They're good at what they do, they're coaching, but the sales is a different skill. The secret tactic that makes the #1 closer at my firm and allowed me to dominate in a sea of old white dudes. Yeah, like if we just look at some of the impressions. So this one got about 250, about 3,800 so far. I posted earlier today. This one got about 340 engagements. This one was a secret tactic, white dudes, dreading the close, how neuroscience and psychology can turn a painful sales process into a win. Okay, amount of impressions. Story 1 year ago, I struggled to get 30 impressions and any likes besides my mom. I just recently got 1 million after a year, which I don't think there's any overnight successes, folks. So be easy on yourself and don't expect to get there overnight, okay? So I wasted 180 hours of my time because of this. This is me talking about the ICP and why it's so important to understand it. This one got about 8,500 and about 240. So those are examples of hooks that pique the curiosity and activate that part of the brain that is seeing if things are relevant, interesting, and worth the time. Okay. Don't look at my very untidy desk. Next time, I should probably organize. Okay. Social proof. I think we know what this is. Activates the brain's reward system, the ventral striatum, when they read your reviews and they think of themselves and the kind of same results that they might get. So I'm scrolling at the bottom here and I've got, whoa, big face. I've got people and names who are giving me quotes, and I've got a video of one of them here. So they can see these and say, I want this. So that helps in that respect. I don't think anyone really is surprised by that. And then actually on LinkedIn as well, they just launched a services feature where you can have folks go in and rate you that you've worked with before. Okay. So cool stuff for you there. Reciprocity. I think we all know this one. Offer something valuable, free, in exchange, no strings attached. Engages the prefrontal cortex, fostering a sense of obligation. I just generally just try to provide value. I don't necessarily want anything. Like I want to help somebody. And if they want to work with me, I'm not going to be mad about that. But I don't expect anything back. I'll just say that. And back on the ICP bit, like that going deep, I'll just say on the ICP and the offer, since everything is based on your customer and around your customer, I help my clients build that in my 6-month program. Because that takes a lot of time and testing and thought. So again, I give you just a little bit here, but don't think that that's everything. Just know. Okay. So scarcity. I think we've probably seen this one a lot. A lot of people use this. I only have 3 spots left. No, no, Jane. It's a Zoom call. You have as many as people can fill, trust me. And I think people see through that one a lot. You have to decide again if this is in alignment with your brand or not. I don't use it because it feels fake to me. But if you can use it in an authentic way, that's cool. Sometimes I will say, like, if I am getting ready to start a cohort and the time window is getting shorter, sometimes I will throw a special offer out to people just because it fits with my rhythm of my business. And I kind of maybe would want a couple more folks there. So just an example. Obviously, this engages, activates the amygdala, the fight, flight, freeze, and response, and it creates urgency, fear of missing out. Okay, now let's get down to the meat of it, and I'm going to show you how I prospect and get my leads. So first and foremost, I will say that Sales Navigator is a really good tool. It's really not all that expensive. Let me just do this. Has a whole bunch of really cool filters over here that you can look at. One that I really like is this, although it's not all the way accurate, okay? Like LinkedIn, you could really do a better job with this because if a lot of times I'll use the LinkedIn post recently toggle and they haven't posted in like 6 months or something, or they commented and I'm like, come on, that's not really what I'm looking for. So it's not perfect, but it's fairly good. So how I primarily get my clients is I will go to a big influencer, someone who has a lot of people. Let's say this Brian Segray person. He and I have the same ICP and he gets a lot of engagement. So I'll go to his posts and I'll look through and I'll see who all has engaged. Okay. So all these folks, where's the button? Here we go. All these people. So I go through and I look for people who I think might be, my ICP. I saw Eve up here. She's a friend of mine. Let's just look at her profile. So then I go to her profile and maybe I save her in sales nav. I see what she does. I can see that she posts regularly. Actually, I need to support that post today. That she's been in business 27 years as a coach. This, she's not my ICP. But you can get a lot of information from their profile. And so if this was my ICP and this was a first contact, I would read the post. I would engage here. You know what? Oh, wow. Is that her right there? Yeah. Okay. I'll have to come back and think about this later. I want to make sure it's a thoughtful comment. So, she's on your radar. She's saved. You've engaged. And then I would send a personalized request a day or two after. That is a different topic. That's personalization, which is extremely important when you are building leads. Just FYI, that's also something we cover in my 6-month program. I think it might be in the checklist and we'll cover it a little bit when we talk about that. But this is a long video already, so we're going to cut it. All right. So As you're going through this video, if you have questions, feel free to DM me or put a comment down below. If you want to sit in on my event, let me know. We can chat. If you're interested in the program, also let me know. We can chat. Other than that, I will see you on the flip.